Hi, everybody. On this episode of the NSFW show, we revisit an old chestnut. Yeah, we're going to take a look through the 2012 Google Zeitgeist, tell you what's going to be there next year and what won't. Just kidding, we dropped that bit seconds into the episode, but there's a lot of laughs and possibly an English prince. Like an English muffin, but he makes a lot more noise when you butter him. It's all coming up on this edition of the NSFW show. Is that a ghost?
Yeah. Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for NSFW is brought to you by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com.
This is NSFW, episode 159, recorded on January 1st, 2013. TWiTaaaays.
Has you really been far, even as decided to use even go want to look more like? Call 985-655-2500 inside the details for Go Further and even more decided to use. You can really be far as decided twice as much to use and go wish for it. When you decide far even once to use and go want, then get really far even as decided to use and look more like and go after. It's just common sense. Apply today.
And that means it has got to be go time for NSFW, the new show full of wind, the new sauce for the weather nights. Hello, beautiful party people. My name is Brian Brushwood, joined as always by a inimitable co-host, part man, part robot, part professor of anthropology. It's Justin Robert Young. What is going on, JRY?
Oh, Jesus, Brian. How are you doing?
I'm well. I think I'm well. Today's a weird day. It's the first day of a new goddamn year, and we're both using less than optimal setups right now.
Well, I'm on my iPad, which, I mean, I've used before to do the show, normally when I'm on the road. Now I'm kind of in transition because I'm in the echo. Please, everybody listening, excuse the echo. I am in my new apartment here in Oakland, California, and we've yet to put anything in, and so the high ceilings and the hardwood floors are unkind to the audio.
See, what I like about it is for all of the audio listeners, they have a very clear visual image of you alone in a completely empty room, sitting cross-legged with an iPad in your hand, talking to your imaginary friends on the internet.
Basically, yeah. I'm actually sitting on a TV stand that I picked up from Walnut Creek for $30 on Craigslist today, and I'm enjoying a Samuel Adams Latitude 48 IPA. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what, when I'm sitting in my empty apartment talking to my friends on the internet, there's nothing that really wets my whistle like a Sam Adams Latitude 48 IPA. It's so good, I want to kiss it on the mouth.
See, okay, so yours is a physical constraint. That's not you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. That's animated GIF territory right there.
All right, listen, I'm just saying, if you want to sell the beer, Brian, you got to go the full 9 yards. And then you got to go 10 yards.
It was
it's 10 yards
uncomfortable
to a
for
first
me.
down. And a first down is salesmanship.
That's see, that's the kind of thing you can't take away. You can never take away your pre-BJ actions that just happened. Like anything can be photoshopped in there now.
Oh, with me licking the top of it?
Yes.
Like,
Okay, see, and that's stop. Okay, look, you've got your physical setup alone in your cave, but meanwhile, I figured out. You remember last week, and I apologize to all the live viewers, or 2 weeks ago when we did our Christmas spectacular, which I thought was very, very funny. I very rarely go back and re-listen to episodes that we've done, but I watched that one twice just to show it off to people. And the number of things that had to come together to create that magic. It was one of those true lightning in a bottle episodes.
absolutely. Yeah, no, I thought it was great.
But the thing had to start like 90 minutes late, and I felt terrible because I was putting everybody out the entire time. We figured out the bottleneck is the video cards because the new studio setup, I had to condense from a 4 video card solution to a 4-monitor solution on 2 cards to 4 monitors on 1 card, and it just couldn't handle it. Can't hang. And so, at this point, the only way I could even make, and there's still a little bit of herky-jerk action happening right now, but the only way I could make this work was by running the entire show on just 1 monitor, which I've never done before. Even back in the BB Live show days, we always had real estate to capture, because it's like you got web pages open, you got the video switcher, you got the chat room, you got you Skyping in, and we could not do this with a guest. But this is a bit of news. I don't think I've even told you this, Justin. We are vanishingly close. Like I have been complaining on the internet, and I got a tweet, and then a email, and then a phone call from the folks over at Doghouse Systems. You remember they were the sponsors for Game On?
Of course, yeah, for Shut Up and Play. Exactly.
They are, nothing is official yet, but they are like, well, maybe we could do a sponsorship thing, and we could make provide a studio computer. And I'm like, doing, doing. My eyes get all wide. And nothing has been decided yet. We have no directions at all. But I am going to say that their Twitter is at Doghouse Systems, and if we effing exploded the hell out of their Twitter, just saying, hey, heard you might be doing something with that Schwood, that would be really, or you say whatever you want. You say anything, but as long as they know that there is a passionate fan base that would love to see something happen, then maybe we can upgrade the system and actually get, fingers crossed down the road. Like, I would love it a month from now if we could be doing a true 720 HD feed out of this thing.
That'd be pretty cool.
That. All right. So what are you up to, Justin? You're moving?
I'm moving down the block, really. I'm getting a new roommate, he said cryptically.
Oh, come on. Are we being coy about it?
No, I don't know. No, because I mentioned it on the Christmas episode. Ashley, my platonic friend, is moving out, and we're going to live together, like Bert and Ernie, in 2 separate beds here in Oakland on Lake Merritt, and so we got this new apartment, and it's pretty awesome. But I kind of, for some reason, I thought it would be like fun and like a really cool idea to like. Because we did like I've done episodes like moving out of places, and here's me doing an episode moving into some place, and for some reason we weren't able to get like the internet working off the Verizon card to go off my laptop with the good mic, but we have it here. And you want to know what? I would rather downshift in the quality of what my output is to have what is most dear to this episode, which, Brian, fast becoming a tradition here on the NSFW show.
Go on.
And that is our perusal through the Google Zeitgeist.
Or as I like to think of it as the, oh crap, we're back to work in the new year. What's something that we could do that requires no guests that we could pull out of our butt and somebody else has already written all the pre-show work for?
Well, number one, that's shockingly close to every week, Brian. I mean, you can't really just apply that here because chat room normally does all of the pre-show work for us, and we normally just horse off. But this is something that we're coming back to because we want to determine, as we did last year, which things are going to ever be on that Google Zeitgeist again.
Oh wait, was that the game we played last time? Was we said
that is the game we played?
Man, I wish I should go back and watch that episode. I am shocked at how much crap comes out of my mouth that I have no memory of afterwards. Like, we did the Weird Things podcast last night, and you played back our predictions. Like, I was excited to hear what my predictions were for last year because just no idea. And this is exactly the position I wanted to be in, where you've done, because it used to be when it was very rare to ever get in front of an audience on screen, I would remember every detail about that one time that I was on this talk show or whatever. But I was like, I want to be that point where I just don't, I want to be diarrhea face with diarrhea shooting out of my eyeballs in rainbow arcs of ranging from brown to green, and just have so much content out there that I can't keep up with it. And I'm glad that 4 years ago today was when the BB Live show experiment started.
Wow, really? It started on New Year's Day?
It was on New Year's Day in this exact room, right over there. And if you look, like it's all done on crappy, 320 by 240 webcams. You could see like there's a banner I stole from one of the college gigs that I did that had my name on it, and it's just clearly a table. And now, I mean, everything's getting super bit by bit is fancy, which is part of the, it's why I hope stuff works out with Doghouse, is because it would be kind of it would be awesome if 4 years after being just a pipe dream, it was suddenly this reality of having an actual decent studio to do HD content.
Sure.
All right, where do I go to get this?
I'll be happy if my internet works.
Google Zeitgeist. This is all the crap that got...
Brian's nose hairs are visible from, beaming up to Mars. I'll be happy if even the video from the Twit cottage doesn't get stepped on to the point where it's pixelating my face like I'm showing my butt on cops.
Get melty-faced. Oh, man, I guess Ustream actually saves all of the... Look at this. If you go to the BBpedia, Ustream apparently saves all the way back to episode 1. I'm loading up the Zeitgeist right now, but I guess we got ads. Yeah, whatever. Here, I'm going to shut that out. Anyway, but apparently, if you want to see old crap, it's there. Google Zeitgeist is right here. Zeitgeist 2012. Have you looked at this already?
I have not seen a single thing.
Okay, so how did we play this last time?
It was just the searches, the big list, because they break it down into you can see here, searches, images, But yeah, can you click on searches and get a bigger version of that list, or is that just what they have there? They just put it all on one page this year.
I don't know. I'm clicking on Whitney Houston right now, and it just gives you searches for it. No commentary or anything. But
I don't think they gave commentary last time. Like, we made the commentary.
Okay. Well, then here it is. 2012 search trend, the world, and the question is...
Well, let's go from 10 to 1. And of course, what we're doing is... we're trying to determine whether or not we are going to ever see these things again.
Man, I'll tell you what, but they have more categories now. They got films, they got people, they got TV shows, performing artists, airlines.
Well, I think they've always done that.
Have they? Okay, but now it's just all on one page. I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There's the how we did this and all that crap right here. So let's do this. For top 10 searches, I guess the first one is BBB12. Justin?
Okay. Do you know what BBB12 is?
No idea. It's the Better Business Bureau 2012 catalog of businesses that they recommend. Hello, it's me, Mort Mortimer from the Better Business Bureau. If you want to know which of our local places to recommend, make sure to get the BBB12 calendar. Search us on Google. You'll find it. That's what I think it is.
I think it's the Butter Battle Book 12. It's the film adaptation of the Dr. Seuss classic that's gone so well that there's been 12 iterations below our radar. So the kids are into it. And by kids, I mean kids age 3 to 5.
Now, do you sincerely not know what it is? Because
no, I have no idea.
I thought you knew what
B.
all of them were. Are you kidding me? This is one of the top 10 searches in all of Google for the year.
In the world.
The world, and neither of us, I don't know, but being in the world sort of gives it a pass, because then it could be some foreign thing.
I mean, but like, you look at some of the other stuff on there, and it's pretty trivial. Like, it's pretty pop culture-y. So,
sure.
So let's go ahead and find out. Click
actually,
BBB12.
can I want to ask real quick, chat room, just say yes or no. Give me a 0 or 1 if you know what BBB12 is. Don't say what
bitches.
it is. People are saying it is Big Ball Bag, Big Brother Brazil. What? 0000000. Man, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Baked boner blimps.
Nobody knows. It's provocative.
Brian Brushwood Baby 12.
That was big. People love that.
It was a big deal. Not quite that big a deal. All right, so let's take a look. It is clicking on BBB12.
Bobo Brushwood.
Oh my God. Yeah, what is this? BBB12 Brazil versus Argentina. But then BBB12.
Explicit sex. What?
What is happening? Big Brother Brazil 12? Wait.
Go ahead and click on it. What does the Wikipedia say?
Well, I mean, is that what they're all looking for, though? BBB12 on Facebook. I guess it has to be the one. Big Brother Brazil was the 12th season of Big Brother Brazil, which premiered January 10th, 2012, with the season finale airing March 29th on the Red Globo television network. produced by Endemol Entertainment. I did some work with Endemol back in the day. Yeah, all right. So then there's a bunch of asshats all. I guess this is like people in the shower. People are looking.
No,
for.
but what happened? I mean, because all right. So it says explicit sex. So is that what happened? People just started banging on this thing, and everybody was searching for it.
Maybe. I mean, I guess if there's a sex tape, that certainly would be the kind of thing that would get everyone searching for it.
Does that even like? I mean, like that's like a big thing, right? For Google to find so much entertainment about it. But like, do you figure that that's just Brazilian television? Because Brazil seems like the kind of country that would have just people cornholing each other on primetime.
Could be. Wow. Here we go. Noemi totally nude in the shower scene. Here's BBB12.
Are you really going to show this?
No. Well, this is a reply girl talking about BBB. I don't see why BBB12 is so popular, but I'm going to talk about it. She's got does she have a 5 o'clock shadow?
She has a very masculine nose. She has the kind of nose that you think somebody fighting Mike Tyson in 1987 would have.
The Fresh Prince, you mean?
What?
Don't you remember that song? I think I can take Mike Tyson.
I think you can take Mike Tyson. Yeah, okay, there we go.
I can't believe you weren't there for me that. Man, so
I
guess
I left you. You fell back into that joke, and I was not there. And you hit your head on the back.
There's
of the,
exactly three people who are like, I love that song in the whole world.
I love it.
All
I
right,
was married to it.
number 9.
I went to my marriage planner and I said, listen, you're going to have this bitch decide the rest of the wedding. I have one request. The first dance is I think I can beat Mike Tyson.
You know
Calm
what?
down, Jimmy. No, I won't. You harpy. You hectoring cunt.
That's wow, dropping C-bombs. I'll tell you what, that's a video that
Time
we should
code.
break down. Yeah, but that's a video we should break down. Is that one?
Hectoring Seas.
Michael Clark.
That's my favorite new band, the Hectoring Seas. They're opening for Owl City this summer.
Amazing. Michael Clark Duncan. Do you know why he's on there?
But do you? Because you're always the one who knows less about these things.
I do know this one. I do know this one.
Yes, because as we all know,
He
Michael Clark
starred
Duncan
in
this
The Green
year,
Mile, which saw a resurgence this year in
very
popularity.
Unfortunately, revealed to be black.
Did you know? Now, here's what I did not know is that he
He died,
married.
by the way, for the one person who's like, what?
You're like, Ving Rhames died? That's
Yes.
Michael Clark Duncan's entire career.
More racist. Your joke or my joke in the last minute and a half?
No, but I mean, sincerely, like he I've seen him on interviews. Like he goes around saying like, no, I'm not Ving Rhames. Like apparently it was enough of a thing because it was just after he started making movies right after Pulp Fiction, and I guess Ving Rhames had a stickier name and just as low voice.
But he's always fatter, though. Ving Rhames is kind of like a fat guy compared to Michael Clark Duncan, who is like an Adonis.
Yeah, but they're both bruisers. I wouldn't want to
Evan
fight either of them.
Features would talk about sticky.
So, did you know who his wife was, though? His now widow?
I believe. Was it?
Wait for it. Hold on. Actually, here, let me do this properly.
I know that the apprentice chick was surprisingly married to somebody.
What's your final answer? I'm turning this into a game
Is it
show.
Omarosa from The Apprentice?
There. That's the closest thing I have to a Success song. It's the belt song. It's a belated belt song for you. Yeah, man. She's Omarosa. Crazy.
Yeah, man. Remember how big that show was? That show was like huge for a hot minute.
Well, and now like I listened to Penn's Sunday School where he talks a lot about being on Celebrity Appendix, Celebrity Appendix, I believe.
Celebrity
it's called.
Appendix.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and get a look at that appendix, celebrity.
It's a new
D. Snyder, look at my appendix.
Entertainment Tonight's new segments. It's Celebrity
They're not
Appendix.
gonna take it, but you will, and by it I mean my appendix. Ha! D. Snyder. Nah.
It's awesome because Yeah, man. It's what were we talking about again? Oh, Celebrity Apprentice.
The noise. That's not even one of our songs, but you can feel it. My appendix, that is. Celebrity Appendix. D. Snyder here. Yeah.
You want to rock this appendix?
Oh, what is that? You found a rock-sized growth in my appendix? Oh.
I want to rock out of my body. Please remove it.
Hi, I'm D. Snyder. I've been humbled by the news that I have cancer of the appendix. What is that? You can easily remove it? Oh, well, back to the rock. Celebrity Appendix. On a very special Celebrity Appendix. It's me, D.
So, but what I was trying to say is like, man, The Apprentice was so huge, and it didn't like drop off. A lot of these shows just drop right off the world, like the Weakest Link or Deal or No Deal. It's everything or Fear Factor. It's everything, and there's suddenly nothing. But Celebrity Apprentice didn't even do like a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was huge, and then it dropped low, and it just simmered for another decade. Like this one has done a steady like it's this.
Well, no, it went away.
Down.
Like it basically like died for like a year, and then they decided to make it a celebrity focus thing,
right?
Because it used to just be regular ass people like Omarosa, who won I think she won the first season.
No way, it was that white dude when the black dude should have won.
So she was just a bitch in the first season.
Yeah, and in fact, like I remember the black dude probably would have gotten the gig if he had fired, like, because you have to work with all the people who got fired, and he, Omarosa screwed everything up, and like if he had just fired her on the spot, it's like get off the team, just don't do anything. But he didn't know that he was allowed to do that or whatever when he should have just done it. If he had done it, he would have won.
A startling amount of recall from Brian Brushwood about the end of the first season of The Apprentice.
I remember because I watched it, and then I was like, this is all dumb, and I stopped watching it.
What did you like about it? Were you like, look at these young business bucks flexing their muscles?
I don't know what I liked about it. I think it was before and this is going to be hard for most people to remember. There was a time when the formula of all reality competition shows wasn't transparently obvious from the beginning. And when you were experiencing stuff for the first time, and unlike, I didn't watch Survivor, there's a few sports related ones, I think at the time, but there was something about it was also right when I was starting my own business. So the fact that it was business centric, I dug. I don't know why I liked it when I say it. Now I feel weird for admitting in public that I really liked and watched.
Brian loves The Apprentice season 1.
Brian and The Apprentice.
Oh, wait, look, I'm Brian Brushwood, and this beer's The Apprentice.
What's your secret reality shame? What's the one?
I don't know if I really have a lot of secret ones. I mean, like...
Oh, I know another one that I loved. Did you ever see the Joe Schmo show? It's hard to say.
See, that was clever, though.
That was brilliant.
That was actually really clever.
Yeah.
I feel like that one is like something that you could put on now, and it would be like, oh, wow, this is kind of like, this is a very interesting, especially like at that time when reality TV is still really, really big. But at that point, it was like we had first kind of fallen in love with it and overdosed on it.
Sure.
And the Joe Schmo was kind of like the deconstruction of it. I don't know. I mean, I was really I watched The Real Worlds probably farther than I should have.
Yeah.
Road Rules was my jam, though. Back in the day when Road Rules season 1 with Kit and the other guy and the guy who used to be the Pittsburgh Pirates mascot, that Road Rules was awesome.
Man, I'll tell you what's amazing. See, I never watched any of those.
The angry black cinematographer. Oh, geez. The angry black cinematographer. Man, he was so angry, and he would watch movies without sound on so we could better appreciate the lighting. I remember that.
What's funny is I didn't see any of those shows when they were relevant, but I did see the endless parade of all of the stars of those shows come and join my swimming pool of work in the college market. Because, college market, you go to all these conventions, and some of them handled the game better than others. A lot of people, they just showed up. And, like, literally, their thing was, you pay me $5,000, I show up at your school, we'll play some clips of me when I was on the show, and then I'll take questions from the audience. And then like they thought this was good value, and they they had that bizarre inflated self-interest. But the most brilliant thing I saw was one of these assholes shows up and pays a friend of his to walk around with a camera with a big, bright, annoying light and have it on him at all time. It
looked like he was still relevant in the reality world.
Exactly. And keep in mind, this is years before YouTube, before internet publishing or whatever. It's like if there was a camera on you, it's because you had to be important. It was brilliant.
Though that's really smart. I remember because in college, I was in college after kind of that boom, the real world boom, and I saw a couple people, and they all kind of took the very weird thing that now they were public health advocates, like that they would come and like warn you about safe sex and all these because before Las Vegas, it was a more innocent show, It was a little bit more of...
It was more like, oh, how crazy that they have to get along. Now they're being real with each other. You've never seen people being real with each other.
Well, and it was also like they would fight, maybe they would drink too much, and every once in a while somebody would bring somebody into the house to hook up, but in the Vegas season, it was just like they were all banging each other, and it was just super debaucherous, and that was really the blueprint for MTV. MTV's like, well, we can never go back to the what was that? You're from a small town. I'm from the city. That's never going to be interesting once you've seen, two guys fist the new girl from Iowa,
Oh my God. Yeah. How do we get on this again? We were talking.
I don't know. Let's get back to Michael Clark Duncan.
Of course.
Rest in
course.
Peace.
All right, here we go. I got one.
How did he die, by the way?
I
forget how he died.
He died of being too awesome.
He had too big a heart.
He was too awesome,
He's
and
in medical condition.
his heart exploded with joy. And eventually, do you want to know how he died?
Yeah, let's go ahead. There's only one way that this bit can get funnier, and that's by reading the actual cause of death.
Let's see. Death. DATH. I don't see. Illness and death. He had a heart attack. Heart attack.
Wow, unfortunate. Unfortunate that we went on all those heart jokes.
Oh, no. I didn't even realize that. We're such terrible people. All right, here's one. Here's one I'll tip my hand. I actually don't know. Number 8 is Amanda Todd. And judging from your reaction, I'm guessing that you don't know who Amanda Todd either is. Okay, this is good. So let me kick it to the chat. 0 or 1 for Amanda Todd. Do you know who it is? 0 or 1. And I can't believe people are saying 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 1 1 0 0 1 0 0 less than 0. I'd say it's about 2/3 doesn't know who Amanda Todd is.
Oh, wait.
You got a guess?
People are saying that she killed herself from bullying.
Oh.
She got bullied so much that she killed herself. Hey, Brian, she was bullied so much that she murdered herself.
There's nothing I can say.
To the point that
crap. Yeah. Here it is.
Was killing herself.
Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. Bully teen. There ain't nothing funny we could do on this.
No, there's not. Let's go ahead and take a bop it on over to the next Zeitgeist.
Well, first, can we just go back to
also, I'm going to say she's not going to show up
mine?
on the next years.
Can we can we just have this little fantasy moment of me on The Apprentice? Anyone? The first season?
On The Apprentice? Let's say Apprentice people call you and say, you want to know what? We think that you're big enough. We want to tap into a new internet kind of demo for the next season of Celebrity Apprentice. Brian, we would love for you to come out in New York, spend 2 weeks doing it. Now, meanwhile, one of your magic heroes has become a staple on this show. What do you say? Yes or no?
Man, that's tough because
I already know the answer.
What is it?
I want your answer, then I'm going to reveal what you would really do.
Okay. I'm going to say, and I can't believe I'm saying this, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no, just because there's too little to gain. Like, that is a great place. If you have no platform, if you have no voice, that is a great place to become exposed to a bigger audience. But like at this point, you and I have a platform and we have a voice, we have a presence. I feel like all that can happen is I could be edited. And by the way, I've hung with your friend of mine, Katie Dirks, and
Yes.
heard the black-hearted evil, not from Katie specifically, she's delightful, but from just
She's done her dirt.
The
Don't
way
don't let her skate on this.
you're right. It's like Katie casually says, "Oh, terrible day. I go in, and normally I can make this girl cry anytime, and I wasn't able to get her to cry. We didn't get the footage, and we can't tell this story that we want to do. Now we have to go in a totally different direction."
Let's say, all right, not Katie, but somebody else we know that works in reality television. Not Katie. Can I underline more that this isn't Katie when I tell this horrifyingly embarrassing story?
Okay. Will I figure out who it is as you tell it?
Sure.
Okay.
It's not Katie.
Got it. Not our friend.
Not Katie.
Got it. Yes.
One of the first jobs that they had in reality television was it was either a pilot or it only aired one episode it was basically going to be like America's Next Psychic. Okay?
Okay.
And one of the things that the psychics had to do was to determine what had gone on in this person's life by like reading them. Okay?
Sure. So it's just like a cold reading thing. So even if you're not psychic, you could probably make something happen.
Sure. But they tried to, because the producers wanted to walk this line of really believing that psychics existed because they're all from California and they're retarded.
Yep.
So it was this person who's not Katie's job
Right.
to find a 9/11 survivor so they could parade them in front of these psychics and see if these psychics could really tell whether or not that this is the 9/11 survivor.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't Katie.
How did that go for this person, whoever it is? And by the way,
Pretty
now
much
that I've heard the
shattered
story,
any kind of ideals that they had about this wonderful world of show business.
you know what? A friend of mine, and I won't. Man, I hate talking in code, but this is a person that you and I both know who had a series of magic specials that were presented, mind reading specials.
Yeah.
This is before Chris Angel, if you remember that time.
Yep.
And this person is working on set, and he's a mentalist entertainer where it's like, you drive blindfolded, you guess,
Yeah.
when people were born, that kind of crap. He told me that about midway through the shoots, it became uncomfortably obvious that one of the people directing the show thought he had actual wizard powers and was not staging things to allow him to do things as a mentalist would.
All right. One more TV story about magic.
Go.
So a magician is talking to producers, and they're like, "Okay,
Can we reiterate?
big
This magician
disappearance."
is not Katie Dirks. This magician's not Katie Dirks.
So they're like, all right, we can do this big, big disappearance. And he explains the disappearance to them. And they're like, oh, that's amazing. That's great. That's great. That's great. And he's like, the best thing is it's not going to cost a lot because all we really need is the crane. And they go, what do you need a crane for? And he's like, to make the thing disappear. And they're like, I don't think that's not as impressive as what you just said.
That's just it, man. The phrase "magicians are guarding an empty vault" is so GD true, man. Because it's like we got nothing. All right, this one you're never gonna get, Justin. Number 7 most searched for. You got a guess for what the number 7 most searched item on Google is?
You just tell me what it is, and then we go.
Nope. You got to guess it.
Oh, okay. The rape trial of the bananas in pajamas.
That is correct. Only they pronounce it Olympics 2012. Did you even watch the Olympics?
I watch a lot of the Olympics, actually. It was like right when I moved out here, and I watched a lot of it, and it was just always on television, and I don't know. I guess I wound up watching a lot of volleyball.
Women's volleyball, beach volleyball.
Well, and the hardcourt, like the men's volleyball and the women's like hardcourt volleyball and the beach volleyball. For some reason, that was always on. I don't know why it was always on, but it was always on. Personally, I'm a Winter Olympics guy, though. I always wind up enjoying the Winter Olympics far more than the Summer Olympics.
I only saw badminton. I saw a lot of it because apparently that's the one sport that Indonesia is very good at. And so,
oh, really?
Yeah, and I was in Indonesia. That week was when I was in Indonesia, which also was the launch of.
That was the Diamond Club week.
Yeah, the Diamond Club week. That was a magical week, man. Talking about personal memories, I'll never forget is every morning waking up, going downstairs to get the Wi-Fi so I could check and see how the Diamond Club was continuing to dominate the charts. It was unreal.
Definitely. Oh, by the way, let me just put it out there. So. I don't know what stage this is in or who is in charge of it, but we definitely need in the next week or so to just get a comprehensive list of the names and addresses of all of the writers who wrote chapters for the Diamond Club so we can figure out getting them booked so we can just be done with the shipping.
Right. We've got all the books. We've got they're all signed. They're all ready to go. We're just waiting on you guys to send us because we don't know who wrote what. We know you guys can self-organize that. Hashtag chat realm is the way if you want to find people. I know. Do you monitor hashtag chat realm? Just see what
every once in a while, but I don't have it set up as like a saved search.
Yeah, I do on that. All right. Kate Middleton. Ever heard of this chick?
Yes. Big year for old Kate Middleton.
Why? Just
because she got her middle tongued with a baby.
Hey, so what's the deal? How like everyone? I guess eventually this kid will be a prince or whatever. But like, how does this work? Because it's like you got the Queen Mother, you got Queen of England, and then like I guess Prince Charles just goofs around. Will he ever be king?
I think she has like the run pass option to like skip Charles to go right to Harry.
Really?
Or William. What is it? William? No, Harry's the crappy one.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what his business card says. He hangs around and he's like, "Hello, I'm Harry."
Hi, how you doing? I'm Harry. I'm the crappy prince.
You probably saw me smoking pot. I was smoking the pot. You can't tell me what to do.
I shaved my pubes into a Hitler mustache. Look at me. I'm Harry. I'm the crappy prince.
Was he the one that got naked in Vegas as well?
I got naked with some crazy bird. She's like, "Hey, crappy prince, why don't you show me your crown jewels?" And I'm like, "Nah." That's what I say. Hey, Brian, you got to understand, when you're the crappy prince and you're flapping your bollocks in some bird's face, you got to make a sound. I've decided that my sound's going to be nah.
The important thing is that you imagine you're about to fall off a cliff, and then you go, nah.
So one time, right, I was at a stately dinner, and I was like, "Hey, can you please pass the chicken?" Nah. And you know, my grandma, she's the queen. She says, "Annie, did you just take out your bollocks?" And I was like, "Yeah, I did." You know how you could tell? Because I went, "Nah."
So
I'm the crappy prince, Brian. Nobody cares about me. I just have endless wealth and power, and I run roughshod over the world and take out my balls. There's been no continent on Earth that I haven't taken my balls out and went meh on. Antarctica, done it. In case you were wondering.
Thank you, Harry. You're delightful. Is there anything do you have any opinion whatsoever about Kate Middleton? Because I do not.
Lady.
She's a sweet lady.
Also, big thing for her because she got the naked pictures taken.
I'll tell you what the big thing is. Wait, she had naked pictures taken of her?
We're out like sunbathing in France, and some dude rolled by and was like snapping up some pictures of her TWiTaaaays, as you say medically.
I'm sorry. I regret to inform you as your doctor that There appears to be a precancerous lump in your titties. Oh my God!
Man, we're gonna need to get you some new shirts, young lady, because it appears as if you've had a growth spurt in your titties.
Can you imagine? You know that somewhere there's like 2 oncologists that have like a running bet, a dare, where they're all like, all right, seriously, like they're like $200 to whichever one of you got to actually say it to one of your clients. They're like, all right, and every day they're like, did you do it? You're like, no, I didn't feel right. I almost did, but then I couldn't. And then one night they get like a stripper.
Try to say it. Wait, hold on. Try to say it as seriously as possible.
Well, if you notice here in the pap smear, this is an X-ray photo. You can see this lump of fibrous tissue here. We don't think it's quite cancer yet, but it appears to be a but it
reset.
It's like I can see it. I'm driving, and then I think about the off ramp I'm about to take, and it's like it's too much.
Run through it. Run past it.
This did I say pap smear?
You didn't say pap smear. I was gonna let it go.
Don't listen. It's don't judge my practice. Well, we've taken a pap smear. We realized that that would be your vaginal canal and not your titties.
No, see, you gotta here's what I think you gotta do. You gotta be like,
go ahead.
Do me a favor, if you can just direct your vision over to the left side of this diagram. When you look at the whole of the titty diagram, you're going to notice what is a discoloration.
Doesn't count. You can't roll over it.
You can't roll over titties?
No. That's got to be the point of where you're headed. Try again.
You can't sneak that in then. You can't sneak in. Because that's like you doing like the big, like.
But that's just it. That's just it. Is you've got to pull that off with complete professionalism and just be all like, as you can see from this diagram of your titties.
No, see, that would be like you saying, like, I'm sorry to pass this on to you, but the results are conclusive. You have AIDS. Did you just fart, doctor? Yes. Also, titties!
All right. Number 5 on the list. Number 5 on the list.
Looking at your titties. Your titties. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
That's the medical term. All right.
Titties. Yeah.
Just goes on full.
Keep an eye out for titties.
He starts singing, and then like the curtain behind him just pulls aside as 3 women backtracking as he sings R&B hits about titties. Let's see.
Okay, is any of that going to make the podcast? Can we say titties on Twitter?
Oh man, I assume so. That's a medical term. I just heard a doctor explain it to us.
You can't argue. How about we get a royal decree? Oh, yeah, that's what I say. I say the titties. Titties is what I say.
All right.
No.
Put your pants back on, your highness.
No, I'm the crappy prince. I do what I want. Shut up, commoner.
Shut up, commoner. Let's see. Number 5, Diablo 3.
Wow.
Does that surprise you? Were there bigger? Really? I guess they're. I would have expected. Okay, what video games would you have expected to be bigger than Diablo 3 on searches?
Probably Call of Duty.
Call of Duty. Call of Duty. Duty.
I mean, that was the biggest seller, right?
Sure. No, that's big. It made $500 million. $500 million in one night, basically.
I guess but then again, Diablo 3 also search-wise was very, very big because number one, it had pretty much the whole year, and it was like a controversial thing on when it would come out from like day one.
But think about how many things did not beat Diablo 3. Think of all the movies that weren't bigger than Diablo 3. Think of all the. That's amazing that Diablo 3 was that big. Did you ever play any of those?
No, Brian. And in fact, at the time Diablo 3 was coming out, I was writing a video game show where I didn't at any point own a video game console, nor do I have a Steam account. And I also don't have a video gaming rig. I purchased no video games and collected the profits for writing jokes that you and Veronica would supply all the information for. Everybody, you want to know the writing process for Game 1? I would talk to Brian and Veronica, and I'd be like, man, what's going on with these games? And they'd be like, well, it's cool, but the sound's weird. And so I'd be like, that's weird, like the sound of that video game, crazy BS metaphor. Pay me, Leo. You and...
Wow. Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you, I'm wearing my Game On shirt. And I was going to ask you if you saw Minecraft, the Craft On reference.
No, I was.
But obviously you were in it, so obviously you saw it.
Yeah, I did I reprised my role as Max Trobot, as the voice of Max Trobot, and I was there. They were teaching a noob how to play Minecraft, and I really, really got a kick out of it. Like we did a bonus thing that's actually not in the episode, but you can watch. They put up, I guess, on their channel. That is just all us kind of going through a adventure map. So it's like kind of like a adventure game kind of thing with me, T2, and Cheeto and Chad, and it was really fun. I really loved it.
I'll tell you what, man. That entire episode, if you dug Game On. And you want to see a note-for-note homage, a love letter to all things that were Game On. Like they recreate the set for Game On in Minecraft. They do the intro exactly right up to the voiceover announcement. And I could tell, because I remember being there, that like every bit of that script, note for note, was exactly beat for beat the Max Trollbot entry.
It was that, and the other one was too the PSA bit that we did to get you guys Steam accounts.
Yeah, that didn't work out so hot, that Steam account thing.
We didn't.
We should. By the way, don't forget to tweet Doghouse Systems at Doghouse Systems if you want to help me get sponsored and get a good PC in here. Number 4, I'm sure you saw this coming. iPad 3,
which last year iPhone 5 was on this list, remember? And iPhone 5 didn't come out.
Yeah. But did the iPad 3 come out this year?
iPad 3 is on here.
It did come out this year?
iPhone 5 came out this year. Last year, we thought it was going to come out, and the 4S came out.
But the iPad 3 came out this year, right?
This year, yeah.
And then they, except they didn't call it.
And then they did another. No. Well, it was called iPad 3. But they didn't call it the iPad 3. Remember, it was called
the new iPad. Right, but then they refreshed it 6 months later, and then also put out the iPad Mini. It was a crazy iPad year.
Which is probably why, in hindsight, they didn't go with calling it the iPad 3.
Oh,
right?
Sure. When you're gonna
because they knew that they were going to refresh it
6 months later. Yeah, absolutely.
And they didn't want to be like, "Hey, everybody, we feel so excited about bringing you this new piece of technology. We've brought in the Prince of England, Harry." I got this iPad 3. You want to know what I like to do with it? It's got so fast on the LTE that I go and get some bird to show me a TWiTaaaays, and then she knows the business is on when she hears the man. It gets my bollocks in such high definition. It's so amazing. You look at it and you're like, are those two hairy soccer balls, or are they the crappy Princess Crown jewels? I don't know. I'm married.
Number 3.
I'm going to take an army helicopter and fly around naked. Do something about it. I'm the crappy prince.
The crappy prince of Bel-Air.
This is a story all about how my life got turned upside down.
Number 3 was, do you have a guess? It's a weather event.
This is about that time that I went, nah.
So you can guess number 3. It's a weather thing. What is it? Go.
I'm going to say it is the one rainstorm that came in when I was very keen to go to the barber shop, and I didn't have an umbrella, and so I walked thinking that it wasn't going to be that bad. Turns out it was worse than I thought. And boy, did I walk in there soaked. Turns out they couldn't take me for another hour. So I had to walk back in it. Mind you, no umbrella. And then I got changed into clean clothes and then walked back. Actually, I think I took my car the second time. That's what I think the search is.
And you are correct. There it is. Hurricane Sandy. Very close. Very close. Unless this happened during Hurricane
Superstorm Sandy, right?
No, it just says Hurricane Sandy. And I don't know.
Well, I mean, like when, like in terms of the colloquial, how people speak about it now.
Sure.
Rarely...
Yeah. Although I don't know, since when is a Category 1 hurricane a superstorm? That's what I didn't understand.
Since when is TBS the superstation?
since Ted Turner can call it whatever the hell he wants. Yeah, all right. Nothing to say about Hurricane Sandy. Number 2, though.
I don't know. I feel like that was a big, like, you want to know, because, like, I feel like last year, like, everybody had, like, the false start, right? Because wasn't there that other hurricane that, like, Jim Cantori from the Weather Channel was, like, in, like, Bryant Park doing, like, one-arm push-ups? You ever saw Jim Cantori guy?
No.
He's jacked.
I didn't see this at all. What are you talking about?
So he's like there, like the Weather Channel's like badass who like goes to like, you're like, I'm in the eye of a hurricane. I've never been so hard. Like, he'd be way more intense with it than the crappy Prince would.
Yeah.
No, so he was there and he was like, there was like kind of like even like a meme because like he was very upset that like the hurricane didn't directly hit Manhattan and like destroy, you know, the biggest city in America. And this year it like happened. And I don't think anybody was upset.
Yeah, man, it was weird being there and like, cause I was there like days after it happened. I had a show. I swooped in, like the show. The lights were literally powered with generators, and they couldn't provide fuel for the fire eating because they're like, yeah, it's being used to provide heat and fuel and food for people. So sorry about that. And then driving home or driving back to the hotel or to the rental car facility.
What an epic way that you could have pulled a diva move. You just walked out.
I actually figured out how to smuggle fuel for the fire eating, which I'm very proud of and won't share because I want to continue to be able to do it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Like on a plane?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you want to know? And it's like
I don't think you should say it.
I don't even know that it's against the rules. I think it's kind of technically in the rule. Okay, so the fuel that I use is Coleman Camp Fuel, which is it's called white gas or naphtha, right? It's got a slightly greenish tint.
Racist, but fine.
What's that?
Racist, but fine.
Yeah, no, it's white gas. I didn't say right gas.
It's gotta be white gas. That's what they call me. Old Jim Trailmeyer, white gas.
So the problem now, I used to always put a little in a container that was marked as a fuel bottle and throw it in the checked luggage. But then 9/11 happened. They started checking all that stuff like crazy, and anything that's had the word fuel or even started with the F word, they were all like, "Sorry, might be fuel," and then they took it out. But then,
get out.
And then like it was so bad, like I would put it in an
Filipinos. Get out. That starts with an F and not a PH.
I put it in a...
Keeping Filipinos in your bag. What are you, hoarding them? Oh, come, 8 for $20 at Costco?
I put it in a Nalgene bottle, but I'd have to wash it out with soap and water after every show because if they opened the Nalgene bottle up and it smelled like it used to have fuel in there, they would confiscate it, right? So there's something about fuel that was just screwy. So I was always having people provide the fuel when I got there, unless...
Fuel. If you had a fuel CD in there, that is out as well.
The fuel set. If you say the F word... Like the word we can't say on Twit, they're like, that also starts with an F. You need to go and wash yourself 5 times before you come back in.
Get murdered and they shoot you.
So here's what I noticed though, is meanwhile, I look on the website. I just go, I'm like, I got to smuggle fuel somehow. So I go to the store and I'm looking at 3-ounce containers. I'll just put it in something mislabeled or whatever. But then I pick up a 3-ounce container of nail polish remover, acetone. Nail polish remover is just as flammable as this fuel, maybe even more so. It's more caustic. It's more toxic as far as I could tell. And I look online and it says you can take 3 ounces in your carry-on of nail polish remover, acetone, or a full effing bottle, like a giant scope-sized thing of acetone nail polish remover in your checked luggage, as long as it says the word nail polish remover. So I buy all these bottles and pour out all the toxic stuff of one variety, and I pour in my fuel in the other. And here's the crazy part: is they take it, they smell it. It's gonna smell like acetone because it's the same crap. And in fact, they can even pour it, and they can even remove the nail polish because that's what the white gas does. The exact same thing. So essentially,
You're damn right it does. Trailmile, get that goddamn nail polish off. You ain't gonna be white gases, boy, wearing some kind of nail polish. I got an F word I'd like to call you for wearing that nail polish.
What's this guy's name again?
Jim Trailmile, the white gas. An old blues man who's got a lot of values he likes to talk about. Now let me play my clarinet.
Amazing.
Let me tell you about how to raise your kids.
Hold on. Somebody in the chat, your friend of mine, one Bill Duran, just hit me up in the chat, reminding me that over at Punished Props, he put together, you remember Bill Duran's the one who made our rockin' ass NSFW belt buckles. And then, are you wearing yours right now?
I am not, because it's amongst all the things that I've packed. However, I do have my magnet here with me that I'm going to put on my refrigerator.
Boom. He actually has those available, and it was adorable because he writes me, hit me up saying like, hey, can I sell these? And I was like, are you kidding? Of course. Well, let me ask Justin. And then I forgot to ever call him back because I'm a terrible person. But yeah, man, everyone could get them now. And I'll tell you, I've not taken my belt, but like this has been the only belt buckle I've worn ever since. Right there. NSF dubs. I love it, man. It looks awesome. Chin beard is the best.
No, definitely. Like there is a little bit of hesitation for me, only because I've never worn a big belt buckle that like I kind of, especially in California, where like I'm running into people that are in this podcasting industry, like, and they know the show and they know that I'm on it. Like I kind of have a bit of a hesitation that I don't want to be like the guy in the band wearing his own shirt. But then again, oddly, that doesn't ever stop me from only wearing my own shirts because they're like literally my own shirts where it's like diamonds and stuff on it.
Sure.
So I should probably get over myself.
So what now, have we ever talked on the air about the Arnold Schwarzenegger experience? Chat room would know whether or not we've ever talked. We privately have talked about this all the time. I feel like
it actually comes from, I believe it was an article in Fast Company magazine. That was talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah. No, they're saying that we definitely haven't talked about it. This is great because this is actually a defining characteristic, something. We'll go ahead and goatsy back the curtain a little bit to kind of explain. I'm sorry. Give me just a moment.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger in this article, hey, look at that. Oh, God damn.
Sorry, go ahead. Everything's fine here. Good.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger in this article was talking about, as governor of California, that he had he had a realization that if he just sat down and was like a businessman, that people would have a hard time connecting to him and getting through to what he actually wanted to talk about, because they would just look at him and be like, oh my God, it's the Terminator. Like, it's the guy from Predator.
Right. Now, and this is pre-government. This is when he, pre-governor, when just in his business dealings was the impression.
No, this was
this is
governor.
After. Okay, all right.
It's during his governorship.
Okay.
And so he kind of made a conscious decision to say, hey, listen, I'm going to, from here on out, like, I'm going to wear the ostrich skin boots that I like to wear. I'm going to have the movie posters that I was in on the wall. I'm going to walk in, give them the big Predator, the big cigar, the big Predator handshake, and I'm going to make a joke within like the first 2 minutes that references like one of my movies. Because at that point, like, the tension is diffused of like whether or not it's going to happen.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wait, sorry, I didn't hear.
Oh, I said, and then I'm going to have sex with my maid. And then
yes.
It's all part of
that's how we used to work things out. You know, it's just like, such a hard day. Let me pump one in you. I mean a baby. Every day, Arnold, I am the Governator. I do baby pumping.
So like, hold on, lean forward. I'll come on your back.
It's a long way to go. That barely touched. That joke was reaching for the bar, and it just barely grabbed it. It grazed it, and then like maybe momentum took it forward.
Sorry. You go.
Yeah. So,
But you're saying like his
yeah.
whole thing was like people came in with a certain expectation and a picture in their head, and then
And
they
he
left
had to
disappointed.
fulfill it.
Yeah.
Even if it was a cartoony kind of thing, that ultimately he could have a more serious conversation if he got that silliness out early, compared to if they were just waiting for like at every sentence, it's going to be like, oh, you're going to the bathroom?
You want me to bend over?
What? When will you return? Or will you?
All right.
And he would slowly, and he's like, it's so annoying when they lean forward with their mouth open, waiting for me to say the thing. When are you gonna come back?
So, I guess the reason we're bringing that up is look, man, where the you're uncomfortably close. So wear the belt buckle, man. Give them the NSFW show experience and be drinking 24 hours a day. That's the other thing you gotta do.
Yeah, that's the only problem is sometimes with the NSFW experience is like, I guess I just need to embrace it. It's just whenever I walk up to Padre SJ, just the first thing I have to say is just like, oh, hi, Padre, great to see you again. I'm R.L. Stein. I live alone. So do you want to get something to drink?
Well, I'm not going to lie. There's a certain amount of intentional giving them the Arnold Schwarzenegger experience that you and I embraced at Dragon Con, which was like well beyond what was comfortable or smart or safe for us to do. And I regret none of it. It was amazing. It was like we amped up and became those figures.
No, without a doubt. Those are great. All right, so we have two more to go, right? Two more.
Do you have a guess? Yeah. Have you already peeked? Do you know what they are?
No, don't. Why are you making me guess? We never guessed before. We just talked about them.
Mainly because
it's everything on the planet.
Because last time the last two you probably could guess, but last time there was a lot that we didn't know about and we were surprised by. None of these. I feel like two of them we didn't.
I wasn't surprised by a single one last year. You didn't know Adele.
Well, yes. Then that was what I remember. Number 2 was Gangnam Style.
Man, that came out in did you think when you first saw that video, biggest video in YouTube history?
No. I thought it was too much. It was too far out there, and it was going to be a mild curiosity. And in fact, I didn't even notice that the song was easy to get into at the time. I was so just obsessed with the over-the-top crotch thrusting, baby dancing visuals. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't want to go back and change anything we've done, but there are certain things that do age very well in the NSFW show library, and there are things that I don't think age very well. And I think there's a couple of times we call some hits way early, not realizing just how big of hits they're going to become, and we have tied ourselves, like we did the same thing with the FU video with CeeLo Green, not realizing that was going to be just the biggest thing, and it was going to be an overplayed, castrated version of it on the radio.
Do you think that was bad that we were yelling and screaming about it?
No, I mean, again, I wouldn't do it any other way, but now I cringe because
we were dancing to Gundam Style one thing.
Yeah, and it's like we wouldn't do that now because we're over it, and that's.
But at the same time, I'm very happy that I got when I dressed up as Psy for Dragon Con, it was before everybody would be like, oh, Gundam Style guy.
Sure. Yeah, where it's like you don't want. I don't know. Once something gets too popular, people's associations with it goes out of your control, and all of a sudden you have no say in what this thing means to them anymore. So something like the horsey, whatever that workout thing is that we figured out was that crotch thrusting workout
Yes.
machine.
Yes.
Like, that is just about anyone we can play that bit for, and it is hilarious how it syncs up to all different kinds of music or whatever. But something like Gangnam Style, like, we can, like, have you seen this? And we could get as far as the first frame, and my daughter's elementary school teacher could be like, oh, yeah. And then all of a sudden,
like,
you're that asshat who brought stale material, you know?
I guess I'm confused at where you think it was a bad thing that we had it then. Because it's not like we continue to be like, hey, guess what? 43rd consecutive week of Gangnam Style!
Oh, no. I'm going to say that. It just looks an awful lot like a morning zoo when you see us this excited about something that's so overplayed at this point. And that bums me out.
But I guess I have no idea where the judgment would come in that didn't understand, like, oh, look, that was like July.
Look, I'm not saying we should have changed anything. I'm just saying.
I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around the person who's like, what? They're dancing to Gangnam Style.
Well, okay.
Word.
There are people who take the NSFW show challenge. They go back and they watch all of the episodes from the beginning, right? The episodes about where we're early on something that becomes moderately successful and still remains niche, I think are still very fun, and there's no cringing about it. It still feels fresh from beginning to end. But other episodes will not age well. Like, for example, going back and playing that, I think it means something different now, is all I'm trying to say.
But I think, like, even like, if I remember, the only time that we ever really did it as like a bit was we like played it while we were celebrating the Diamond Club figures.
Sure.
And so we were just using it as like a dance interlude, like as like after we read a figure of how much like the Diamond Club sold. I think like that bit is still funny, and like that song, like as played out as it is, it'd be like if we were dancing to Staying Alive or something. Like, that's about as dead of a horse as you could possibly beat, but like that could still be funny in the right context. Just because it's popular doesn't mean it's not funny. It's not like we were like, hey everybody, listen to the words.
Right, look, maybe there's a misunderstanding. I'm not saying how you should feel about it. I'm explaining how I feel about it.
I know. I'm saying your feelings are wrong.
Clearly you are. So I guess we'll just wrap that one up with a bow then. Let's see.
No. To be honest, like I was trying to see where you were coming from in terms of like what you were afraid. Like what was
I'm not afraid of anything. I just like I said, I think that it's like, David Copperfield had some ridiculous 80s hair that was very fashionable at the time. And, question is whether or not it's cringeworthy after the fact, because the context of what that hair means and the windblown effect and the overdone representation of what a magician in the 80s was iconic of David Copperfield and became the subject of mockery with Job from Arrested Development. And I'm not saying David Copperfield shouldn't have done those things or should feel any way one way or the other about it. It's just that's the problem when something gets too popular, and that's how you build up contempt, is it gets overplayed and then it becomes a cringeworthy thing.
Okay. No, I get you. I guess really the only thing I think for us is that like we were always having fun with it. Like it's not like David Copperfield. We look at the thing we laugh about with David Copperfield now with his hair is that like, what, you thought that looked good? You look like a dog. And by dog, I mean like somebody shaved a poodle and taught it how to do magic. Hi, I'm the guy who doesn't know how to explain hairstyles. But like we because he was serious about it. That's why we make fun of the old music videos. The old music videos, the ones that are funniest for the ones that we joke about are the ones where people are taking themselves seriously. Where, like, I don't know. I think like, and I think you're right. Like there are things that like will hold up as like, oh, why are they even joking about it? It's so dead. Like I understand that, but I kind of feel like
there are episodes of NSFW that we've done in the past that we could play next week, And if someone hadn't seen it before, they would think it's all brand new because it all feels fresh. They'll be experiencing everything from beginning to end about the episode. They'll be experiencing for the first time, and I think those are the episodes I tend to be very proud of. Whereas, obviously, like, have you seen this Gangnam Style video? What? That
I guess,
does not age well.
Now I see where you're coming from. And I think like the discovery element of this show is only one part of, and like, to me, like, we're going to discover stuff and then we're going to be late on stuff. Like, that's just the nature of the internet. Something's going to be, it's new to be us. That'll be old as hell to other people. And like, what I always focus more on is like what we did with it, Right. Like, did we have a funny thing with Friday, or did we have a funny thing with like Gundam Style or Call Me Maybe or something that got like really, really super popular.
Right. And
were we early enough on it?
And as
early enough on all that stuff.
CELI in the chat room says, is this how hipsters feel? And the answer is yes. This is exactly what it means to be a hipster. Number one search is Whitney Houston.
I think I saw her mug there. So I think it's going to be old Michael Clark Duncan.
That's racist. It's Whitney Houston.
Houston. Jesus.
Man, what a... I don't even know how to feel. Boy, talk about Whitney Houston. I immediately think of how the Whitney Houston bump failed to materialize for... who was it that got that during the summer movie draft for that one? Was it Sparkle? Is that what it was?
Sparkle, yeah.
Who got that? Somebody will tell us.
Was it Veronica?
Yeah, that's who it was.
Veronica got
Veronica.
Sparkle.
Glitter.
But,
No, Sparkle. Glitter was this movie. Sparkle was the Mariah Carey thing.
Oh, Jesus, really? No, Glitter was the Mariah Carey one.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, because like three people. Oh no, Drew Powers just kept shouting Glitter over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even want to talk about dead singers in bathtubs because I plan to be one. Because I plan to be one. It's like, I don't know.
A dead singer in a bathtub?
Yeah. Well, except
What's your
a dead
favorite
magician.
Mariah Carey song?
Huh? Say it again.
What's your favorite Mariah Carey song?
Oh no, you're not getting.
Not Mariah Carey, but Whitney Houston.
Mariah Carey. Is that one where she goes, ah?
You mean the one that goes, boo-doo, boo-doo-dee, boo-boo-doo, boo-boo-doo, dee-doo, boo-doo, dee-doo, boo-boo-doo, dee-doo, boo-doo, 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 dee.
There's some unfortunate audio warping happening from that microphone. I've never been more sad that you're not on a PR40 than right now, man. It was amazing. Yeah, dude. I guess that's the list. There it is. You want to check in on the movie draft?
Oh man, yeah. Let's get an update on that. Are you? How tight is your butt,
dude? Let's. I don't know. Let's look at the standings. Then we'll talk the hell out of this because this is what you and I talk about.
Welcome
nonstop.
to your Movie Draft Minute for the week of December 31st, 2012. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas. And with the last two films released, 2012 finally comes to an end. Let's check the scoreboards. Justin Robert Young's in 6th place with $309.3 million. Padre Balasar is in 5th place with Django Unchained, bringing in $64 million this week, bringing his total to $325.7 million. Sarah Lane's in 4th place with $359.3 million. Tom Merritt's in 3rd place with $381.4 million. Scott Johnson's in 2nd place with Les Miserables, bringing in $67.4 million this week, bringing his total to $410.4 million. And in 1st place with $454.6 million, it's Brian Brushwood. And that is your Movie Draft Minute for the week of December 31st, 2012.
Dude, there's never been. This is the year 2000 presidential election of NSFW movie drafts. This thing's going to be painful and tedious and right down to the end. In fact, I want to actually see. I'm going to do an update right now. I'm going to go to draft.nsfwshow.com.
Now, encouraging stuff for you today, because Les Mis has not done super well in the middle of the week.
Oh, really? What did it do this week?
I mean, it partly it doesn't really, it's not necessarily
middle of the
indicative.
week,
Really, this weekend is going to do more to tell the tale on how much you should be totally terrified. But to spell it out, Les Mis in the next 3 weeks has to make, and that was from today because it came out on Christmas Day,
right? $45 million?
Plus whatever Lincoln makes.
Yes. So Lincoln and Wreck-It Ralph is probably going to pull in another $1 million or $2 million because I know it pulled in like.
Well, he also has Bond too, and Bond continues to make money.
Okay, that's fair enough. But Lincoln is definitely getting me a little bit ahead. So it's like I am legs broken, inches from the finish line, and Scott is just full on, super fast running at me, and I'm just sitting there trying to claw my way forward. But we got a long time until this is actually over, too, because it's on the
3 weeks?
No, 4 weeks.
No, because it came out last.
Oh, 3 more weeks
Monday.
from now. Yeah. 4 weeks from Christmas. Yeah, 3 more weeks. Ugh. Dude.
No, you keep saying it is tedious and horrifying, but I think everybody is really excited about it except for you, because you're the only person who's in this position.
Yeah, well, it's tedious for me.
How much does it mean to you? Because you would be the first ever winner of both the summer and winter movie drafts. We've never had a king of all seasons, as we would term it.
I like that. I'm down with that. And also, I would be the first 2-time winner, if I'm not mistaken, right?
You would be the first 2-time winner of any movie draft. Yeah,
it would.
But I kind of do feel like they are. I think of it as more. It's almost more impressive to me if you are the winner of either, because it's like you won, it's like you won a marathon and the Tour de France.
Okay, hold on. Somebody just sent me something that is labeled "Song About the 2012 NSFW Movie Draft." Have you seen this?
No,
I have no idea what this is. Cheeto just slid this over into my lap here. Here, let's. I dreamed a dream.
Oh my God!
A song about the movie draft.
F your mom. Shut up.
Film sales were high and drafts worth having. I dreamed that Schwood would finally die. I dreamed Lord Horse would be forgiven. Then I was young and unafraid.
Is that a real chick singing all this?
And drafts were started, had and wasted. There was no stake bet to be paid. No rubles lost, no shillings wasted. But the vandals with their eyes alight in wonder as they tear the place apart, spilling popcorn. What a shame!
Build it up.
Oh God!
So for this movie draft, despite
Oh my God!
he hopefully won't make a blunder, and taking last time as a guide, we'll see it isn't just a game.
This is amazing.
And this thing's just fantasy. This movie draft we do together. We know some triumphs will not be
that fat retard-headed Susan Boyle can suck an egg. Who made that?
That is, it's mollusk is all that is listed as, and
Mollusk is the muse for which this here podcast runs. She sang that beautifully. I am amazed. Somebody get that to Scott Johnson post haste, because he will really get a kick out of it. It is really his anthem, and so amazing. Oh my God, I am so F-wording thrilled.
Now was that a parody song of something else? Like should I have recognized?
Okay, so Les Mis.
Oh, is that what it is?
The title, the famous song is "I Dreamed a Dream," and so that was to the tune of "I Dreamed a Dream," but it was like perfect. Like, I mean, like you can tell that she's singing into like a web mic or something.
Yeah, sure. And people in the chat are shouting that she did it like in 1.5 takes using the laptop mic, which is why you hear that terrible room tone buzz or whatever. But then the visuals with it and everything, that was amazing.
Yeah, no, I think it would be worth it if we could get her to be recorded on a better mic, because she obviously is an amazingly talented singer.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, listen, and I guess, this new year and I mean, hell, I guess even just moving into this apartment. I don't know if I'd be moving into this apartment if it weren't for Chat Realm and the amazingness of NSFW and wanting to be closer to Twit so I could take this podcast stuff more seriously. And man, like this stuff, like this is what it's all about.
Oh my
like,
God, yeah. And by the way, on Twitter, she is SILPWN, Sylvia Silpone, SILPWN. Make sure to throw her some love on the Twitter. Not like
I'm
Justin
so
is throwing love to him.
Oh Jesus!
Sorry, go ahead. I'm going to close that. Very rarely do I full on close the animated GIFs, but it's like I can't function with that one staring me in the face.
It's just kind of pulsating. Like it's just kind of like it just sort of quivers.
It's a little throbaceous for sure. Hey man, I guess that's about it for this episode of NSFW. You got anything you want to plug before we wrap things up?
This week, pay attention to the Twitter. The launch of the Jury Stream podcast.
Hey!
Yeah.
Oh, the Jury Saturday stuff that you've been doing live, but now you're going to have an actual podcast feed for
There will
everyone.
be a podcast and forthcoming a couple things for 2013. That podcast, probably going to do a podcast with me and Brett, and also I talked about it on one of the shows, but probably a DVD series book club idea that I've had forever that I really want to do. So just keep it locked on Justin R. Young on Twitter.
Dude, that's awesome. And I'll tell you, the Jury Saturdays are rad because you do what to me is the most terrifying, difficult thing to do, which is just you and a mic, just talking nonstop, keeping the conversation alive, one-sided, which is like impossible for someone like me. That's why I got to have all my toys to keep everything afloat. That's why I need monkey bars. And if you haven't seen, I'm excited that now I'll be able to listen when I'm out for a run or whatever, because that's the problem is you're always live in the middle of the day, and I don't get to go.
Sure. Yeah, no. Well, so keep an eye on that. I need to figure out, for some reason, like I'm trying to go through, I don't know, a couple things, but I got to get my feed right and then I'll submit.
Dude, that's it for this episode of NSFW. Do me a favor, hit up Doghouse Systems, @Doghouse Systems.
Dying to fire.
See you next Tuesday.